Hello, everyone, and welcome to Relaxing English with Panet. Today, we're diving into a topic that might seem small but has a huge impact on clear communication: pronoun errors. Whether you're writing an email, crafting a report, or just chatting with friends, using pronouns correctly can make all the difference. By the end of this presentation, you'll be able to spot and fix 10 common pronoun mistakes, and you'll even get to test your skills with some fun exercises. Let's get started. Before we jump into the nitty-gritty, let's talk about why pronouns matter. Pronouns are like shortcuts in language. They replace nouns to make sentences smoother and less repetitive. But when used incorrectly, they can create confusion or even change the meaning of what you're trying to say. Today, we'll cover 10 common pronoun errors, provide examples and tips to avoid them, and wrap up with some hands-on practice. Ready? Let's go. First things first. What exactly are pronouns? Pronouns are words like he, she, it, they, we, and you that stand in for nouns. For example, instead of saying, Sarah loves Sarah's book, we say, Sarah loves her book. Pronouns make our sentences cleaner and easier to follow. But with so many types like personal, possessive, and reflexive pronouns, it's easy to slip up. Let's look at some common mistakes and how to fix them. Here's our first error: pronoun antecedent agreement. This means the pronoun must match the noun it's replacing in number and gender. For example, saying, everyone should bring their book is incorrect because everyone is singular, but their is plural. The fix? Say, everyone should bring his or her book. A quick tip: when you see words like everyone, someone, or anyone, remember they're singular and need singular pronouns. Next up, vague pronoun references. This happens when it's unclear which noun the pronoun is replacing. Take the sentence: John told Mark that he failed the test. Who failed? John or Mark? To fix it, clarify the reference. John told Mark, you failed the test. The key here is to always make sure your pronouns point clearly to their antecedents. Now let's tackle a classic mix-up: I and me. I is a subject pronoun and me is an object pronoun. For example, saying, Sarah and me went to the store is incorrect. The fix? Sarah and I went to the store. Here's a quick trick: remove the other person and see if it still makes sense. Me went to the store sounds wrong, right? That's how you know to use I. The age-old question: who or whom? Here's the rule: who is for subjects and whom is for objects. For example, who did you invite is incorrect because you is the subject and whom is the object. The fix? Whom did you invite? A handy tip: replace who or whom with he or him. If him fits, use whom. This one trips up even the best writers: it's versus its. Its is possessive, like in the dog wagged its tail. Its is a contraction for it is, as in it's a beautiful day. A quick tip: if you can replace its with it is, you're using it correctly. Otherwise, stick with its. Here's a tricky one: using they as a singular pronoun. Traditionally, they is plural, but it's increasingly used as a singular pronoun in informal contexts. For example, someone left their bag is acceptable in casual writing, but in formal writing you'd say, someone left his or her bag. The key is to know your audience and context. Reflexive pronouns like myself and yourself should only be used when the subject and object are the same. For example, saying, John and myself went to the store is incorrect. The fix? John and I went to the store. Remember, reflexive pronouns reflect back to the subject, like in I hurt myself. This one's a biggie: your versus your. Your is possessive, like in your book is on the table. Your is a contraction for you are, as in you're going to love this. A quick test: if you can replace your with you are, you're good to go. Too many pronouns can make sentences confusing. For example, he told him that he should call him leaves us wondering who's who. The fix? Replace some pronouns with nouns. John told Mark that Mark should call him. Clarity is key. Finally, let's talk about which versus that. Use that for essential clauses like, the book that is on the table is mine. Use which for non-essential clauses like, the book which is on the table is mine. A quick tip: if the clause is extra information, use which with commas. Now that we've covered the errors, here are some quick tips to avoid them. Always identify the antecedent, match pronouns in number and gender, test sentences by removing other nouns, and proofread for clarity. Simple, right? Time to put your skills to the test. Here are 10 sentences with pronoun errors. Pause for a moment and see if you can spot and fix them. Take your time, and don't worry if it's tricky. Practice makes perfect. Ready? Let's go. Let's check your answers. Here are the corrected versions of 10 sentences. How did you do? Don't worry if you missed a few. This is all part of the learning process. To wrap up, here are the key points to remember. Pronouns must agree with their antecedents, avoid vague references, use the correct pronoun case, and proofread carefully. Keep these tips in mind and you'll be a pronoun pro in no time. Thanks for watching. I hope you found this video helpful and that you feel more confident about using pronouns correctly. If you have any further questions or want to dive deeper, feel free to reach out. Happy writing!